What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. Today we're looking to salvage a little bit of pride in this third and final T20 International against the West Indies. We haven't got off to the greatest start at all. 5 for 50, and we're going to need a big effort from Cliff with both bat and ball in this game if New Zealand are going to stand any chance. We've been completely blown away by West Indies in this series to date so far. As I said, they're up 2-0. They've smashed us in both games, so we need to go get our A into G and just try and go and get things moving. So it is a little bit of a pain because, well, just considering the situation that we are in, obviously the fielding restrictions are off. There aren't many gaps in the field, so at the moment it really is just about nudging those ones and those twos, and hopefully after that is done and we get a little bit of confidence, then we can start to go big. We've got Corey Anderson batting down the other end with us, so hopefully he can take majority of the strike to start this innings off and just let our, well, I guess, just let us get our eye in. We got there in the end. And then we can go and play from there. So fingers crossed that it does happen that way. But it isn't looking good. 5 for 60. Saying that, though, this batting lineup of the New Zealanders, and I've gone through this a couple of times in my videos. For some reason, when I first started playing this game, I mean, my career is into, I think, about 100 and it's closing in on 140 episodes now, so it's been going for a long time. It definitely is one of the longest, well, is the longest series that I have had on my channel, and for some reason at the start of the game when I downloaded the latest squads, it had the batsman with, well, I guess the batsman had the bowling characteristics, shall we say, and the bowlers had the batting characteristics. So things were flipped around, you know, like Peter Fulton, Hamish Rutherford are taking wickets, and Daniel Vettori and Tim Southee are scoring hundreds. The first of those two, obviously, Vettori, no stranger to scoring hundreds, scored a few for New Zealand. I think he had 6 Test hundreds from memory, none in one-day internationals, but 6 Test hundreds is still very good effort from a guy who batted down towards the bottom of the innings and had to bat with the tail quite often, so he did very well. We're not doing as well as him. We're 4 off 8. Tino Best really did take us apart in that over, so hopefully we don't have to come up against him anytime soon, but it doesn't get much easier. That is the thing with this West Indies unit. And I guess it's going back to like the West Indies, I guess, of old, where they just had, you know, pace bowler after pace bowler after pace bowler, and they just absolutely takes you apart. Like, there was no let up and no resentment, I guess, when you're a batter. You know, you go and you play through the 2 opening bowlers, possibly the 2 quickest guys, and then you think, sweet, we've got through them, we're going to go and take on someone, you know, not as quick, shall we say. You know, it happens quite a lot in international teams. I think I have spoken about it. You know, the West Indies, how they used to be, they'd have probably, sorry, the West Indies currently, going back like 2 or 3 years, not 2 or 3 decades. But you go back there when Darren Sammy was still playing, he was a captain, and really like the first change bowler for them, and it makes it a hell of a lot easier when you've got, you know, 2 guys that are coming in, maybe Kemar Roach and Jerome Taylor at that time, that are bowling, you know, 140s, maybe high 140s, not quite the 150 bowlers. And then you get Darren Sammy coming in as a change bowler, and he's coming in and just bowling, you know, little dibbly-dobblies at 110, 120 Ks, and it's very easy to go and adjust and just try and play through, you know, those 2 opening bowlers and then get to someone slightly a little bit easier. Whereas someone like South Africa, for example, you know, have Dale Steyn, Philando, I'm not calling him an out-and-out quick bowler, but a good bowler, and then their change bowler is Morne Morkel, who is no stranger to bowling quick whatsoever. So it does make a bit of a difference if you've got that first change bowler who is still very aggressive, still has, you know, the wicket-taking ability, and isn't just really there, I guess, not to make up the numbers, but just to make up, you know, that bowling unit. And New Zealand at the moment, they're in a pretty good space with this. I mean, the lineup that we have seemed to grow, quite accustomed to seeing, is a little bit different now in Test matches. BJ Watling batting at 6, Santner at 7, which does mean that a lot of the times we can go with a 4-prong seam attack. So whether, well, Tim Southee and Trent Boult are guys who are definitely going to open up each and every innings. And, you know, then your next guy that you got coming in, you know, isn't, I wouldn't say is, you know, I wouldn't say he's not up to that standard, because obviously very good bowlers in their own right. Tim Southee, Trent Boult, very good swing bowlers, but someone like Neil Wagner, who may come in as the first change, or Doug Bracewell, you know, very consistent, very economical, and, you know, just slightly different, but not a lower level of bowler by any stretch of the imagination. So that's what I've, I can't believe we've actually gone that long about talking about change bowlers and stuff like that. I think need to start getting a bit of a move on. 13 off 17 to date so far. Finally get one with a little bit of width that we can go and just rock onto the back foot and guide that away through cover. We're not in a terrible situation at the moment, but we're not in a great situation. We do still have wickets left in the bank that hopefully we can go and use. Bastards, they put Chris Gale back there. Why would they do that? I'm not too sure, but we're moving along slowly. I think what I am going to start to do is have a little bit of a hit. Sorry, a hit. I do have confidence in the guys coming in next that they can go and obviously still try and grab some wickets. I'm not going to take on it. It's either Kemar Roach or Tino Best. So I'm not going to take on one of them. I will take on one of the slightly slower bowlers, and then we will go be a little bit more aggressive against him, have a bit more time to go. That's some good running as we go and pick up 3. So this has been a good partnership between us here. I think I came in with the score at 5 for 50. So we're moving towards that 50 partnership, which is... I'll just go and put the kiss of death on it. Went and put the mockers on it. At very next ball, Corey Anderson goes and gets himself out. But it's alright, because as I said, I do have confidence in the guys coming in later on in the innings. Vittori already 5 off 2, a 4 and a single. And... hopefully, if we can go and take on, I guess, I don't want to say these change bowlers, but the likes of Bravo, maybe Shillingford comes back in, Chris Gale comes in, has a bit of a bowl. We're going to, I was going to say, work away a nice wee outside edge there. Luckily, no slip in close, and because of that, we have managed to escape without losing our wicket. But we've moved on to 24. Tino Best, come on, bring back Dwayne Bravo, bring on Chris Gale, bring on someone I can actually hit, not these guys, because we are just going to get absolutely picked apart by these two. Short ball, which we should have probably gone and put away, tried to, again, run it fine down to that third man region, but haven't been able to do so. And Best's only in his second over. There we go, Cliffy. Love it. That front foot cut shot. Let Daniel Vittori face a quick guy. And I just wish I could get some overthrows. The amount of times, and I'm sure this hasn't just happened to me, but the amount of times that you get overthrows in your fielding innings, you know, you get it all the time when you're bowling, and it's so frustrating. When you're batting, it hardly ever seems to happen to you. You never get overthrows, and it is just frustrating. It is frustrating that it just does not happen to us. We're keeping that strike rate going, currently up just above 100. But we're going to start, I did say we're going to start having a swing sooner rather than later, but I think now is the time. We've got mid-off and mid-wicket up, and I believe this is Dwayne Bravo coming in, so slightly less pace on the ball, and it's time to just head to Boomtown and try and get some quick runs here. 13 overs on the board, so still 7 overs left to go, and I do have, as I said, a lot of confidence in the guys who are coming in a bit later on. And it's not actually Bravo, it's another one of the quick bowlers, it's Kemar Roach, so he won't be happy with that we're going to start giving him a bit of the tap-tap treatment. And there brings up our first maximum of the game, 91 metres as well, so we'll definitely take that, and we're starting to move along quite nicely now. The 100 has come up for the team. We're 36 off 27, we've taken Roach for 10 off his first 2 balls, so we can't really ask for too much more than that. We're just going to keep going down the ground in that area towards mid-on and mid-wicket, because that is where it is vacant at the moment. It's where both men are up, and if we can just clear that front foot, then we can get up and over, and that's exactly what we want to do, boys. We want to continue to just hitting these boundaries, clearing that front leg, and just going to Boomtown. And just like that, we have gone and taken 18 off the first 4 balls of Kemar Roach's over, who is probably the, you would have to say, one of the premier bowlers in this West Indies side. I did maybe want to go over extra cover. They have moved that man back a little deeper, so we do just need to be careful that we go and time it a little bit better. So that is why we have gone and taken the single. Last ball of the over, we'll entrust that to Dan the Man Vittori, and hopefully he can continue on our good form, because that's a good over, and we just need to keep going on that if we are going to get a good one to finish off. And this is exactly what we want. This is precisely what we want. Anything that's on the pads from Marlon Samuels is just going to disappear, unless we miss it and get out LBW, which is such a Cliffy thing to do. We're going along nicely. I just said anything on the pads is going to disappear because there's no men back there. And then we just missed a straight one. We're going for 45 off 31. Not a bad innings at all from the number 7. But we really do need the guys coming in now to go and propel us to a defendable total, because otherwise it is just going to make things a little bit difficult on us. And that is not what we want at the end of the day. So we're coming in very early on. We're not used to bowling this early, but we are going to do it here today. We're just going to go and try and get through this game as quick as possible, because I did spend a hell of a lot more time with the bat than I did imagine. I did imagine that I wasn't going to be anywhere near as long and that I wouldn't be anywhere as near successful. Bit disappointed to miss out on the 50, but we will go and take that there. We've got Old Man Vittori in here. This is a ploy that we've used time and time again when it's come to this Don Bradman career mode. We've gone chuck in the Yorkers and hope, or even the slow balls, the little cutters, and then hope one just gets driven straight to Vittori, who, for an old man, has some cat-like reflexes fielding in there at short cover. So hopefully we can go and do that there. We just want to make sure that we don't get it too straight and on the pads, because then it is going to disappear like our one to Marlon Samuel should have. But I imagine that these guys are going to be a hell of a lot better than we were when it came to our stroke play. So we will have to wait and see, though. I mean, Kemar Roach, what he's doing up there is beyond me. I do not know why he's batting at number 3. It's not a night watchman thing. I thought originally when the game first came out and I did play against the West Indies, I think it was in a test match as well. A similar thing happened. Obviously, I was bowling. I think we took the first wicket and then Kemar Roach came in and I thought maybe it's a night watchman. It seemed to be getting towards the end of the game. But no, it wasn't the case. Kemar Roach, for some reason, is batting at 3 in all formats for West Indies. Not as a night watchman, as a pure batsman. So don't ask me how that's happened. It's very, very strange. But that's a perfect start. You can't ask too much more than that. We got rid of Roach. Obviously, would have preferred Gale, but we'll definitely take that. 1, I think, for 5 in our first over. So a good start. Might have been for 6, actually, because we did have that 4 that was hit against us and a 2 off the last ball. So I think it was 6. 7 even. You know, what do I know? What do I know? I'm not even keeping track, really. But we've got another one that has gone and snuck through, boys. And that is the end of Dwayne Bravo. I was going to say Darren Bravo, but Dwayne Bravo is gone. Just a little bit of swing. And we are making the most of it at the moment. So we just got to keep that going. 2 for 7 into our second over. And hopefully we can single-handedly win this game for the Blackcaps. Because we've been quite short and, I guess, out of form when it's come to this series. And that is maybe potentially a reason that we have not won a game yet in this 3-match T20 series. So we're just continuing to beat the inside of the bat. Just keep on banging in those Yorkers. Making a little bit of hate for it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to try and win this game single-handedly for the Kiwis. You know, sometimes that's what you got to do. You got to bang in those Yorkers, grab those wicket maidens, and just make things hard for the opposition side, which is what we've done so far. The required run rate is back up over 8. But then just like that, Marlon Samuels goes and pumps us down the ground. I was kind of hoping I could get him out LBW first ball like he did to me, but not the case. But that's still a good over. A wicket in just the 4 coming off the 6 delivery. We've bowled our 2 overs already, so very quick, as I said. Normally we are used to coming in a little bit later on. I'm going to keep this same field because I think it has been good for us so far today. We have been fairly successful at both keeping runs down and taking wickets. 2 in our first 2 overs, which doesn't happen all the time. You know, normally we are quite economical, don't go for many runs, but we don't seem to be picking up the wickets. But that has changed today. We've got 2 in the first 2 overs. We make that 3 in the first 3, boys, as we get Samuels. A little bit of redemption there to go and pick him up. Caught and bowled, and we'll definitely take that. Any wicket we will take at this stage, just to continue the West Indies downfall, hopefully, in this innings so far. So 4 for 51. Very similar situation to the Blackcaps in their innings. Remember, we were 5 for 50 when I came in batting with Corey Anderson, but the class of batsmen that are in now, Chris Gale and Shivnarine Chanderpaul, who I believe has retired from international cricket now. A bit of a sad story, actually, about Shivnarine Chanderpaul. He was not many off Brian Lara's record for most runs as a West Indies batsman, but then was, I don't want to say shunted out of the team, but was left out of the team for a wee while. And you don't want to be bowling there to Chris Gale, because the world boss will just take you away every time, pump you for a 6. And you've ruined our stats, bro. You've ruined our stats, Christopher Gale. We were going along very, very nicely there. And we will just continue, as I said, to keep with that field. That is the ploy, the exact ploy that we're looking for. That one there gets driven a little bit more aerial. And Dan the Man Vittori is going to snap it up with those cat-like reflexes. Hopefully, he can go and do that. So we're moving into our final over. Hopefully, we can pick up another wicket. It has been a bit of a trend to pick up a wicket in each over so far. So hopefully we can do that again, keep the runs down, and then hopefully the other bowlers can come in and do their job and just try and pick up a win, you know, restore a bit of pride to the Blackcaps in this series, because we don't want the downtrend. I mean, who wants a downtrend? No one wants to lose 3-0, 5-0, 2-0, whatever it is. You know, you want to get at least a game back. You want to show a bit of pride in your nation. So hopefully we can do that. We've started off, this is probably the worst start to our overs so far. We've gone for 5 off the first 3. But we've brought it back with a couple of good Yorkers, and we've got 2 balls left to try and pick up that elusive 4th wicket. It would be a big wicket too to pick up either Chanderpool or Gale, and we're going to have another opportunity because we have actually gone bowled ourselves a front foot Noe, which means it is also going to be a free hit. I feel a little bit more comfortable bowling this one to Chanderpool on the free hit rather than Chris Gale. I mean, bowling a free hit to Chris Gale must be an absolutely terrifying thing for a bowler. The guy can hit you for a 6. He can hit you out of the ground in so many different areas. So, saying that though, Chanderpool's gone and done that. Why didn't he do that off the free hit? I don't know, but that finishes our spell. We finish with 3 for 30 off our 4 overs. It's not the worst effort in the world. It's not the best effort in the world. 7.5 the run rate, and I think the bowlers have gone and actually done their job. They've picked up the wickets, which is exactly what we want to see. The West Indies still pick up the trophy. Remember, they were up 2-0 heading into this game, but New Zealand has restored a little bit of Kiwi pride, winning by 42 runs in the 3rd and final one-day international. Man of the match goes to myself for my scintillating 45 off 31 and 3 for 30 with the ball. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here. Do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to leave a like. If you are new, please do subscribe. Make sure you check out my Facebook and Twitter links that can be found down below in the description. A little bit of a change in the schedule this week. No video tomorrow. So next video is going to be Wednesday, which is batting career. Make sure you do not miss that.